Good morning. This is Pat Palmer. And since tomorrow will be Veterans Day, I'd like to do something a little different than I usually do on my channel. I'd like to read an original piece of prose poetry that I wrote to honor all of our veterans, especially combat vets. I've had the honor of reading it numerous times at Memorial Day services in several cities, and it's been published by one of the veterans magazines and shared by others in various states. I especially wrote it in memory of my father, who was in the 115th Infantry Regiment of the 29th Division that landed on Omaha Beach the morning of D-Day, June 6, 1944, and also of my husband, who was an Air Force vet, and he passed away in 2019. It's called I Am an American Soldier. It's mid-December of 1777, and the place is called Valley Forge. It's a terrible winter. I have no shoes, and my feet are wrapped in old, dirty rags. I'm exhausted after marching for miles. My feet are frozen, and I have left a trail of bloody footprints. My belly aches from hunger. The winds howl as I sit around a small fire, eating fire cakes made of flour and water. I have dysentery and fear I will not last the winter, but I am an American soldier, and I will survive. It is a hot July summer day at a small village called Gettysburg. I have lost most of my friends, and now Pickett wants us to charge across a large empty field with no cover, where we are hugely outnumbered by our enemy. I fear a wound much more than death. I could not bear to have an arm or a leg sawn off in a field hospital while I'm awake. There is no glory in war as I thought there was as I hugged my mother goodbye so long ago. Why must I go? I only know that I wear gray and my enemy wears blue. Yet one day we will wear the same uniform and fight together on another foreign field. I am an American soldier. It is the winter of 1917, somewhere in France. I have lived for weeks in a narrow trench filled with mud and water. I dare not stick my head up to peer across no man's land, and so I wait to hear the shrill sound of a whistle that calls me to leave safety and cross that barren land and take those few yards of soil. Tomorrow, the enemy will take back that costly soil, crawling through mud mixed with American blood shed a day earlier. I know the feeling of breathing in the terrible mustard gas that burns the skin and lungs as I desperately try to put on my gas mask. All is not quiet on the Western Front. I will fight till the end, and I will prevail. I am an American soldier. It is June 6th, 1944, just as the dawn breaks over the English Channel off the coast of France. I've already cast off my breakfast of ham and eggs as the waves from the rough seas roll over the top of my Higgins boat. I'm 19 and a buck private. I've not yet fallen in love or tasted the joys of youth, but I will fight and die for those next to me. Yesterday I was a boy, but today I became a man. The ramp is lowered, and the sound of machine guns from the enemy tear through the boat. As I jump clear, I am pulled to the bottom of the sea by my 80 pounds of gear. I remove my pack and equipment and float back to the surface, desperate to find fresh air to breathe, only to see the bodies of my friends floating in the water, and the sea is red with their blood. Bloody Omaha is not my friend, but I must run toward the danger. By God's grace, I will not die this day. perhaps tomorrow, but not today. I will survive and fight for those who will not see tomorrow. It is for them I will live and fight. I am an American soldier. It is December 1950, and I'm a medic near the Chosin Reservoir in Korea. The politicians call this a police action and not a war, but my brother's blood is just as red, no matter what they call it. It is minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are surrounded by nearly 70,000 Chinese troops. We are only 30,000. My buddies are dying all around me, and the calls from medic drowned out all other sounds. I must respond. All of my medical supplies are frozen, and I must put the morphine syringe in my mouth to defrost them before injecting them into soldiers, crying from intense pain. The ground is frozen, and so are my feet, but I will do my duty and help my friends who need me. They call me Doc. I am an American soldier. It is Hue, Vietnam, January 31st, 1968. Hanoi says it will observe a 7-day truce for the Tet holiday, and maybe we will get a few days' break from fighting. They lied. Suddenly, all hell breaks loose all over the country, and 80,000 troops, communist troops, attack everywhere, almost simultaneously. They don't know what a ticked-off 19-year-old Marine can do. They've asked me to see and do what a creature made in the image of God should not have to see or do. Who is the enemy? It could be a 12-year-old girl hiding a grenade, or a 70-year-old man bent over in a rice paddy with an AK-47 beside him. I have been in country for almost a year. How will I ever explain to folks at home what it is like? I will not talk about it, but will push the memories deep into the recesses of my mind and hope and pray they will stay there. They won't. If only the politicians in Washington would let us do what we're trained to do. Don't ask us to fight with rules of engagement, tying one hand behind our backs. I am an American soldier, and I will win if you let me. I am a 30-year-old sergeant and traveling in a caravan of Humvees in Kirkuk, Iraq in 2007. This is my second tour of duty. The first was in Afghanistan and now in Iraq. My truck is moving slowly, cautiously. 1 second, all is well, and the next, an IED explodes right under the vehicle in front of me. I rush to help them. In wars past, all would have been killed, but in this war, with advanced medical care, they will survive. They will go home missing arms and legs, and with terrible brain injuries. They will walk on a titanium leg and embrace a child with an artificial arm. Some will never leave a wheelchair. They will never be the same. They are heroes and must be honored for all time. They fought well and paid a terrible cost. They are fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters. They are American soldiers. Today is the day I will die on foreign soil. It is October 22nd, 2015, and I am a staff sergeant with Special Forces. I have already won 11 Bronze Stars fighting for my country. Today, I will help free 70 Kurdish hostages from imminent torture and death. My government says this is not a combat mission, but my wife will tell my 4 sons that their dad died a hero during combat in Iraq. I do not think of myself as a hero, just an American soldier doing what he is trained to do. I am the first American to die fighting ISIS terrorists. I rest beneath a hill in Arlington Cemetery, known but to God. My sentinel guards my resting place every second of every day and walks in silent cadence, 21 steps back and forth in winter and summer, fall and spring, rain and snow. I am the unknown, and I represent over 1 million American soldiers who died in combat for their country from its beginning till now. I hold the tears of a grateful nation. Through the centuries, we have asked, who can we send? Who will serve? Our young warriors have gathered for battle. Those called are strong and will not cower. They all love peace, but understand what freedom demands may cost their blood be spilt on foreign lands. Through the years, across the land, mothers with tear-filled eyes and trembling hands have placed a golden star in lighted windows. Windows that were meant to greet with warmth those home from battle. Those who return ask only that those who rest beneath foreign soil, at the bottom of great seas, and in hundreds of small town cemeteries across the nation be remembered as America's best. They have not fought only for flag and country, but for their friends. Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends. They are American soldiers. God bless our troops, no matter where they are. Thank you.